You are obsessed with the moment. You tell yourself to live in the now. You trust your eyes to tell you what is happening right in front of you. You believe that when you touch a wall, the sensation is immediate. You believe that when you look at the person you love, you are seeing them as they are in this exact second. You believe that reality is a live feed, streaming directly into your consciousness with zero delay. This is a tragedy, because it is physically impossible. You have never lived in the moment. You have never seen the present. You have never touched anything at the exact instant it happened. You are a prisoner of the past, trapped inside a biological machine that is perpetually lagging behind the universe. The now you are experiencing is a memory. It is a ghost. It is a simulation constructed by a brain that is too slow to keep up with the speed of reality. To understand why you are exiled from the present, we must look at the speed limit of the cosmos. Light. We think of light as fast. We think of it as instant. But to a physicist, light is agonizingly slow. Light travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. That sounds fast to a human, but the universe is not human-sized. The universe is vast. When you look at the moon, you are not seeing the moon. You are seeing a ghost of the moon from 1.3 seconds ago. If the moon exploded right now, you would smile at the night sky for another 1.3 seconds, completely ignorant of the destruction. You are living in a fool's paradise, shielded by the lag. But you might say you do not care about the moon. You care about the room you are sitting in. Surely you see your hands in the present. No, you do not. Light takes time to travel from your hand to your eye. It is a tiny amount of time, nanoseconds, but it is not zero. And then the horror of biology takes over. The physics is fast, but the meat is slow. Consider the mechanism of sight. A photon leaves the lamp, hits your hand, and bounces into your eye. It hits the retina. But seeing does not happen in the retina. The retina is just a sensor. It has to turn that photon into a chemical signal. That signal has to travel down the optic nerve, which is a slow, wet wire made of cells. It has to enter the visual cortex. Your brain has to process the data, filter out the noise, assemble the image, color correct it, and present it to your consciousness. This takes time. Neuroscience tells us it takes between 80 and 500 milliseconds for the brain to process reality. 80 milliseconds. That is the latency of your soul. That is the ping of your existence. You are living 80 milliseconds in the past. Always. Every moment you perceive has already happened, and has been over for nearly a tenth of a second before you even notice it. You are watching a live broadcast on a delay. If a bullet is fired at you at supersonic speed, you will be dead before your brain even renders the image of the gun firing. You will die in the real now, while your consciousness is still living in the ghost now. This implies a profound isolation. It means we are never truly together. When you look into someone's eyes, you are seeing who they were, not who they are. You are seeing a past version of them, and they are seeing a past version of you. You are two time travelers, waving at each other from different points in history, trying to bridge the gap across the lag. We are always waiting for the signal to arrive. We are always alone in our own private time zone. But the delay is not the only deception. The deception goes deeper. Your brain knows about the lag. It knows it is too slow to keep up with the world, so it lies to you. It predicts the future. When you see a ball flying through the air, your brain does not show you where the ball is. If it showed you where the ball was when the light hit your eye, you would never be able to catch it. The ball would have moved by the time you saw it. So your brain calculates the trajectory. It guesses where the ball should be by the time you perceive it, and it hallucinates that image for you. You are not seeing the ball. You are seeing a prediction, a guess, a simulation. This is called post-diction. Your brain collects data from the past, edits it, synchronizes the audio and the video which arrive at different speeds, and then projects it into your mind as the present. You are watching a pre-recorded, edited movie and convincing yourself it is a live feed. What happens when the prediction is wrong? What happens when the ball hits a wall you didn't see? You get surprise. Surprise is just the moment your hallucination fails. It is the moment reality breaks through the simulation and hits you in the face. This mechanism suggests that your entire conscious experience is a controlled hallucination. You are not interacting with the world. You are interacting with a model of the world that your brain updates as fast as it can, but it is never fast enough. You are trapped inside the model. You are the pilot of a ship flying by instrument ratings only, with the windows painted black. Let us go deeper into the physics of this prison. Let us look at the concept of the specious present. How long is now? Is it a second? A millisecond? Zero. In physics, now is a point with zero duration. It is infinitely thin. It is the razor's edge between the past and the future. But you cannot experience a point. To experience time, you need a duration. You need a beginning and an end. Music is a perfect example. To hear a melody, you must remember the note that just played and anticipate the note that is coming while hearing the note that is playing. You are smearing time together. Your consciousness is not a point. It is a smudge. You are spreading your existence across a few seconds, blurring the past and future into a usable sensation. This means your entire experience of reality is a compression artifact. You are not seeing the universe in high resolution. You are seeing a blurry, averaged out version of it. If you could see the true now, the universe would look like static. It would be a frozen slice of the block universe, motionless, silent, terrifying. Your brain adds the motion. Your brain adds the flow. Time does not flow. Your brain processes. Consider the speed of light again. Einstein showed us that space and time are connected. This means that distance is just time in disguise. When you look far away, you look back in time. This creates a prison, the observable universe. Because the universe is only 13.8 billion years old and light has a speed limit, there is a horizon beyond which we cannot see. There are galaxies, billions of them, that are expanding away from us faster than light. Their light will never reach us. They are lost forever. They have dropped off the edge of the world. We are living in a shrinking cage. As the universe expands, more and more of it disappears behind the horizon. We are getting lonelier every second. In the far future, civilizations will look up and see nothing. The other galaxies will be gone. The cosmic background radiation will be too faint to detect. They will think they are the only galaxy in the universe. They will have no way of knowing the truth. They will build physics based on a lie, because the evidence of the Big Bang has fled the scene. Are we in that position now? What have we missed? What fled over the horizon before we evolved eyes to see it? We assume we are seeing the whole show, but we might have arrived after the main event. We might be looking at the empty stage after the actors have left. This delay, this lag, this horizon, it all points to one thing. We are not direct participants in reality. We are archivists. We are reviewing the footage. When you feel pain, the damage has already been done. When you feel joy, the moment has already passed. We are chasing the tail of the dragon, but we can never catch the head. Think about the implications for free will again. If your brain processes information 80 milliseconds after it happens, and if your motor cortex sends signals before you are conscious of them, then you, the conscious observer, are just the press secretary. You are the narrator explaining the story after it has been written. You are not the captain of the ship. You are the guy writing the ship's logbook. Then we turned left, you write. But you didn't turn the wheel. The ocean turned the wheel. The mechanics of the brain turned the wheel. You just observed the turn and claimed it as your own. Is there any way to escape the lag, to synchronize with the universe? No. The speed of light is the law. To close the gap, you would need to process information instantly. You would need to be everywhere at once. You would need to be a photon. Photons do not experience time. For a photon, the moment it is created in a star and the moment it hits your eye are the same moment. Zero time passes. The photon lives in the eternal now. But to be a photon, you must have no mass. You must have no body. You must have no brain. To exist is to have mass. To have mass is to resist. To resist is to lag. To be human is to be late. So look at your hand again. It looks solid. It looks real. But you are looking at a ghost. You are looking at a signal sent from the past. You are trapped in a bubble of delayed time, floating through a universe that is leaving you behind. The reality you crave, the raw, immediate, unedited contact with the cosmos, is forbidden to you. You can only touch the echo. You can only see the shadow. And maybe that is for the best. If we saw reality as it truly is, frozen, static, instantaneous, our minds would shatter. The lag is a buffer. The hallucination is a shield. We are kept 80 milliseconds away from the truth because the truth is a fire that would burn us up. We are safe in the delay. We are safe in the past. But this safety comes at a cost. The cost is accuracy. Evolution did not design us to see the truth. Evolution designed us to survive. A creature that sees the truth might hesitate. A creature that sees the quantum foam, or the bending of space-time, or the empty void between atoms would be paralyzed by the complexity. So evolution gave us a user interface. It gave us icons. There is a theory called the interface theory of perception. It suggests that space and time are not fundamental realities. They are just the desktop of our computer. When you drag a file to the trash can on your computer screen, you are not actually moving a physical file. You are manipulating a graphical representation that triggers a complex series of electrical switches. Space-time is our desktop. Physical objects are our icons. A snake is not a snake. A snake is a data structure that represents danger. An apple is a data structure that represents nutrition. We do not see the code. We see the interface. And if this theory is true, then we are even more blind than I suggested. We are not just seeing the past. We are seeing a cartoon. A simplified, dumbed-down version of reality designed to keep monkeys alive on the African savanna. The true reality, the objective reality, might be nothing like space and time. It might be a network of conscious agents, or a mathematical structure of infinite dimensions, or something we have no words for. We are looking at the Matrix code and seeing a blonde woman in a red dress. We are completely fooled by the simulation our own biology has created. This leads us to the problem of simultaneity. Einstein taught us that there is no such thing as simultaneous events. Two things that happen at the same time for me might happen at different times for you if you are moving. This destroys the idea of a universal present. There is no God's eye view of the universe where everything is happening at once. The universe is a fragmented mess of private time zones. My now is different from your now. And if we are far enough apart, my now could be your future. This means that reality is not a single cohesive sheet of paper. It is a stack of papers sliding over each other. And we are stuck on one sheet, unable to see the others. We are isolated not just by distance, but by time itself. Let us return to the biology. The brain is a prediction machine. It is constantly guessing what will happen next. This is why you can catch a ball, but it is also why you can be tricked. Optical illusions are glitches in the prediction software. But what if your whole life is an optical illusion? What if the feeling of self is just a prediction? The brain assumes there must be a me at the center of the experience, so it generates a feeling of self to organize the data. But physically, there is no center. There are just neurons firing. There is no pilot. There is just the plane flying itself. The feeling of being the pilot is just another display on the dashboard. This implies that you are not the thinker of your thoughts. You are the listener of your thoughts. The thoughts bubble up from the darkness of the unconscious mind, generated by the machinery of the brain, and you hear them and claim them. I thought that, you say, but you didn't. The machine thought it and you observed it. You are the audience in the theater of your own mind, convinced you are the actor on stage, and the play has a delay. The actor spoke the line 80 milliseconds ago. You are just hearing it now. Consider the speed of gravity. If the sun disappeared, Earth would continue to orbit the empty spot where the sun used to be for 8 minutes. Gravity travels at the speed of light. This means we are orbiting a ghost. We are held in place by a force that emanated from the past. The entire structure of the galaxy is held together by the past positions of stars, not their current positions. The universe is a web of influence woven by ghosts. Nothing is connected to what is happening right now. Everything is connected to what happened then. We are a civilization of archaeologists, digging through the signals of yesterday to understand where we are today. And what about the future? If we are living in the past, does that mean the future has already happened? In the block universe theory, the future is just another place in space-time, just as real as the past. If we are lagging behind, it means we are walking through a landscape that is already built. The path is laid. The walls are up. We just haven't bumped into them yet. Our now is just the edge of our flashlight beam, illuminating a dark room that has been sitting there for eternity. We are discovering the future, not creating it. And because of the lag, we are discovering it late. We are realizing we crashed the car 80 milliseconds after the metal crumpled. We are realizing we fell in love 80 milliseconds after the dopamine hit. We are always the last to know. Is there any comfort in this? Is there any solace in being a prisoner of time? Perhaps. If we are living in the past, it means that the moment of death is also delayed. When you die, your consciousness will linger for that brief fraction of a second. You will exist in the echo, and perhaps in that final 80 milliseconds, the brain stretches time. We know that in moments of extreme danger, time seems to slow down. The brain overclocks its processor, taking in more frames per second. A second becomes a minute becomes an hour. Perhaps in the final moment, the brain stretches that last fraction of a second into an eternity. Perhaps we live our entire lives flashing before our eyes in that final gap between the heart stopping and the lights going out. We might be trapped in a Zeno's paradox of time, always approaching the end but never quite reaching it, dividing the remaining time in half and half again, forever falling into the asymptote of death. But that is a hope, not a fact. The fact is the physics, and the physics says you are late. You are always late. You are a historian of your own life. You are reading the minutes of the meeting after the meeting is adjourned. So look at the world, look at the colors, look at the motion. It is beautiful, it is convincing, but it is a recording. The universe has moved on. The real action is happening somewhere else, somewhere ahead of you in the true, inaccessible now, and you will never catch up. You will chase the horizon until the day you die, running on a treadmill of light, reaching for a present that slips through your fingers like water. We are time-delayed ghosts haunting a machine made of meat, and the machine is driving itself. So relax, you don't have to steer. The turn has already happened. The mistake has already been made. The words have already been spoken. You are just waiting to hear them. The clock on the wall ticks, but the tick is a lie. The hands are not where you see them. The sound is not when you hear it. We are smeared across the timeline, never fully consolidated. A blur in the long exposure photograph of the cosmos. And perhaps in the end, that is all we are. A delay, a hesitation, a pause in the silence of the void, a brief lag in the computation of eternity. So take a deep breath, feel the air enter your lungs, and realize that by the time you feel it, the breath is already gone. You are breathing the past. You are seeing the past. You are the past. And the future is a foreign country that you will never visit. You will only arrive at its ruins 80 milliseconds too late to find that the inhabitants have already left. This is the speed of thought. This is the speed of light. This is the speed of reality. And you are just a little bit slower. And in that gap, in that tiny fraction of a second, lies the entire illusion of your existence. End of transmission.